Alright, in this video I'm just checking on the brakes. There's some sort of brake binding, and for those of you who may have watched one of my earlier videos, I had a similar fault but on the other side on this vehicle not that long ago. The actual brake that I changed this one to, the passenger side rear, is a one that is the same description as in the Haynes manual. It's got those two little notches in it. One's a bigger notch, but this actual caliper rear one is only 2 years old at the most. So I don't know what on earth they're doing in China where they make these things, but one thing is certainly not done is quality control. Guys in China, if you're making things, you're letting Chinese people down. You are just flaming lazy, bone idle, or doing it on purpose. I don't know what, but your stuff you make is things like this brake calipers, just shoddy. What? Pull your fingers out, folks. You're not going to be a rich and powerful country for too long, and no one wants to buy your crappy stuff. If India starts making better things than you, people buy things from India. Right, okay, so enough of that. Job to do is to, now that the wheel was cooled down, how did I know it was faulty? Smelt something burning. Felt this roasting hot, didn't even bother touching the rotor. Flaming, sizzling hot. If the wheel is hot, that means it's sizzling hot, the rest of it. And I checked all my other wheels, they were slightly warm as well, which is unusual. This part was slightly warm, but this thing here was roasting hot. Right, jack it up. So this is the driver's side, and like I said earlier, I've jacked it up now, and when I was feeling this area of this wheel, it was kind of warm, but look, handbrake's off. Spinning perfectly freely, so I'm not even going to test the front wheels, the same sort of warmthness in the front wheels, but let's go to the other side and have a look. Right, passenger side, it's not spinning as freely. There is some brake binding. It's not as bad as I thought it could be. So it could be rescuable, if that's a word. I can see where the heat has been generated from. Normally it should spin a lot freer than that. Let's go again to the other side. That's how it should be. So let's take the wheel off and have a look. Alright. It's, as I'm rotating this is a faulty one. I can just about do it with both hands. That's way too much resistance. Should be spinning fairly freely, right? So first thing comes to mind, could it be the handbrake cable that's kind of over tightened? Do something logical before I go underneath the car and check the handbrake cable in the middle. See that handbrake cable? Loose, right? So the handbrake cable is as loose as it can be, and it's set correctly. See that? It's not that. Let's investigate further. Take off 10mm, I can't remember. 10mm maybe? I don't know, 10mm. Caliper off. Service this. Pin there. See if it's sticking. It could be. Never know. I'm going to caliper off. I'm going to check the state of that actual piston. Push it in somewhat with a G-clamp. And I do recommend G-clamps for this task. You're pushing the piston back, and it's one of them rotating ones. Right, so everything will go off in a second. Right, just want to mention this. Remember I just talked about bad tools from countries like China. 24-piece combination wrench bought when I was a young guy in my early 20s, and this is made in India. never broke off, isn't buckled, isn't anything rounded off on it. I think I bought it for about £24, so £1 a wrench. A long time ago. I was questioning myself whether or not I should buy it or not at the time, and I thought to myself, it might become useful in the future, it'll always be there, and lo and behold, it surely has. Invest in good tools, and even when you're a young guy, it doesn't matter if it costs a bit, you'll still be using it when you're older. Okay, take the caliper. Okay, caliper off. This pin, top pin, no problem there, flowing freely. Not any binding here at all. It's kind of normal. This one's also kind of normal, but I will service the brakes as well. I'll put some anti-seize on the way it contacts the this main bracket on the caliper. It's a bit funny down there. Oh, okay. Rubber seals come off. See that? And shit has got in there. Rubber seal has come off, and the caliper, as it's expanded, has gotten a bit rusty in there. This one's a bit tough. It still rotates, which means it isn't completely dead. So that's no good, is it? The bottom one usually has a solid kind of rubber thing on it, and that's meant to be there. Definitely true for the front brakes. I can't remember if it's true for the rear. Ah, shit. Small. That don't work. I'm hammering it out. Putting a pry bar on it and then hammering out. Oh shit. Hammer time. So expect the bottom one to not come out as easily. Take them out. That's normal because there's usually a rubber seal on it. Rubber ring on the bottom of it. So this is kind of doubling up for servicing your brake every year. Remember, if you've got rubber, don't do it too hard, you'll bend the bloody thing. Bottom one, yeah, it's got a rubber sealer. No rust in there. It's not too bad. So it's gonna be that original. As you do this, just bear in mind which one goes on the inside there, where it's been hitting the piston, the round bit on it. Remember little things like that. Right, so back to this. Try and zoom in. You can all see it. That thing there. See that seal? My thumb is. It's come off. So that's a real pain in the backside. That's what's caused the problem. Some more light on there. A bit there. Right, bloody, this is 2 years old, and as the brakes are worn, it's just taken the seal with it. It's just shit. That seal, how the hell was that? How's that seal meant to catch anything? Stop it popping out. Nothing, it just looks crap. Nothing to catch it and stop it from coming out. Total shoddy stuff. Of course, what I'm going to try and do now is try try and get that seal back in and try and free that piston out somehow. Crap, I'll buy a new caliper. So expect the bottom one to not come out as easily. Take that out. That's normal because there's usually a rubber seal around it. Rubber ring around the bottom of it. So this is kind of doubling up for servicing your brake every year. Remember this has got rubber. Don't do it too hard, you'll bend the bloody thing. Bottom one, yeah, it's got a rubber sealer. No rust in there. It's not too bad. So it's gonna be that original. As you do this, just bear in mind which one goes on the inside there, where it's been hitting the piston, the round bit on it. Remember little things like that. Right, so back to this. Try and zoom in. You can all see it. That thing there. See that seal? My thumb is. It's come off. So that's a real pain in the backside. That's what's caused the problem. Some more light on there. Right, bloody, this is 2 years old and as the brakes are worn, it's just taken the seal with it. It's just shit. That seal, how the hell was that? How's that seal meant to catch anything? Stop it there popping out. Nothing, it just looks crap. Nothing to catch it from stopping from coming out. Total shoddy stuff. Of course, what I'm going to try and do now is try and get that seal back in and try and free that piston out somehow. Crap, I'll buy a new caliper. So a few thoughts are coming through my mind at the moment how to fix this, so I'll buy a new one, whatever. If I'm buying a new one, another video. I mean, that gator coming off, it could lead to water getting in there and causing problems, no doubt. I've got my Haynes manual out, because this notch here is made in line with this notch here. And I can't remember if it's a small notch on the passenger side lines up with the small notch or the large notch. We shall find out. Anyway, I should be rotating it back into the right spot, slightly off centre. Not what I like. Get a G-clamp. Do this kind of. Once it catches, it'll be a lot easier. Do this kind of slowly and squarely, because I've heard of cases where you can reverse the diaphragm in there if you do it too quickly. And it's kind of stuck. It's using a lot of force on that. Yeah, you should just flow in, that's seized. Damn it! That's completely seized. Turning it quite hard now, and it's just about moving. Oh, come on, serious? WD on that. Penetrating oil is what I mean. I haven't got WD. Too expensive. Maybe soak in there a bit. And a stupid thing I would do, if I was stupid, which I'm not, is to pull the handbrake now or just step on the brake. I'll never be able to fit this whole thing back on because it'll just push out and then go back in. It's just so stiff. It should not be like that. Okay. So, another seized caliper. Because I pushed it back in a little bit, as I reassemble the caliper back on, you will notice. Oh, hang on a minute. Is it because it's a rotating job? I can't remember. If that is true, then I would have screwed it up by doing it so hard. It should be a rotating job. Oh, please don't let me have screwed this up. 9.4. Because I just went and tried to do that instead of just. Right, now on the left side, on the left hand rear caliper, the short count must be aligned with a raised mark. This is left hand, as you see in the picture. That one there. Right, let's try rotating it. So, pointy no pliers. Pointy no pliers. Because the only reason I noticed that is as that went back in a little bit, this has rotated out. So I'm thinking, must rotate. Oh no, okay, it does rotate quite well. So to get something to go back in, rotate it clockwise, I think. No, opposite. Okay. There's a line of crusty shit. Yeah. So it needs cleaning. So rotate it anti-clockwise with the piston back in, which is what I need to do. But pushing it outwards is not a bad idea. So clean it a bit easier. Alright, so you guess what I'm going to do. Clean, it's not totally rusted. Clean, rotate it anti-clockwise. See if I can shove that. It's not too bad actually. It's coming off. So I'm going to shove that piston back in. Fingers crossed, hope for the best. It could have been, it wasn't right on the mark, but it have slipped. A little knobbly thing that rests on is still there. So we're caught on that. Don't know. Only thing you do is to clean it, put it together, grease up the pads a bit, and then see if it binds again. That's anything I can think of. And also don't forget to put the, try and get the diaphragm back.